Alright, so a while back, I took a poll, knew this time was coming, asked what you guys wanted to see me build, and the deal is in. Boom. Alright, so here we are on the software. I'm going to give you a little show and tell of what we're going to be looking at here. So I drew this out. Really? Even the computer's going to bust my stones? Spatched. I don't have any control of that. But this is what it's supposed to look like on the computer. And drew it all up. Hopefully everything turns out the way I want. Here it is. It's just going through the final cutout. There's some tabs in there so that the part doesn't fly out. And we'll cut them. Uh-oh. No, you know, it's always something. Just hit the X. Don't hit close. Hit the X. So, zoomed in, you can see this thing's on a 3-dimensional platform here. So, this is what I'm hoping we're going to get to. So, without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Boom. Alright, first thing we're going to start off with is we have our board. Right now I'm peeling a sticker off. It's a vinyl sheet. You'll see why I'm applying this now. There's a thought process in my head, so I'm hoping that works. But you know how they go. So I'm just making sure I'm putting it down nice and flat, getting all the air out. But, yeah, you know what? Enough of this. I'm going to just trim the edges off. Here I am trying to voice over what I thought was going to happen, but just trimming off the edges here. Nothing to see here. So, yeah, then the next thing we're going to do is get this baby fired up. So, let's flip that start. Get that machine on. We're going to, get this thing warmed up. Got a spindle we want to warm up, and let's get this program going. So right now I'm coming over with a half-inch 90-degree V-bit here. It's sizing the tool for the material, and this thing's going to start drilling out. Not drilling, routing out what the program was supposed to route out. So, yeah, of course, you heard what it sounded like there. It's extremely loud. So, got that volume turned down. And, of course, this program wants to bust my stone. So, it's going to start off with with spatched detecting. You know, this is something that I wanted to do for a long time. A lot of people have some fines boards. And, you know, I just thought it'd be cool to make my own. You know, here's a little action of the Z movement. Camera's shaking bad, but you can see it in action. It's going up and down every time you see that going up and down. The motors, the servos are lifting and lowering the router head there. In my camera, it looks really dark. You wouldn't believe how bright my shop is. It's extremely bright. So I'm trying to figure out how to get light under here. It's always such a pain. On camera it just looks extremely dark. It's not too bad, but it's still shadowy. I literally have a 4-foot LED light, like a foot above this thing. But then it dawned on me, you know what? I have another light. So shortly here I'm going to try to plug that in and put it alongside. Here I go now. So that really helped. And it's just amazing because with just looking at it without the camera, it looks perfectly fine. But on camera, it's just, I don't know, it's really difficult. This is sped up slightly. Just getting some of the dust out of the way so you know, better visual. I normally have a vacuum system plugged into this. you know, obviously if I was going to do a lot of them, I don't want dust everywhere, and makes it, if I don't clean it off, you won't be able to see what's going on. So trying to wipe it down a little bit here and there, and you know, keep it clean for the camera. Not the easiest thing to record. I'm not sure exactly how to make it any better. The spindle that's spinning right now, the router portion, it's hard to get a camera up close. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to work with it. So here we go, routing out the star feature here in the middle of the fines board, and then we're gonna go around and do the border. So that'll be almost the outside of the fines board there. Just about a 1/4 inch before the cutout. Oh, about a 1/2 inch anyway. So now we're gonna come up and do a tool change here. So that's gonna do the circle around dispatch detecting. I got a 1/4 inch 2 flute bit right there. Brings the chips up and away from the part. So here I am, just, you know, putting the collet back in, and you know, got to give the old righty-tighty, lefty-loosey there. And then, yeah, move the camera again, and yeah, this is going to measure the tool again, so it knows exactly where the table bed is and the workpiece is, so it goes into the part exactly where I want it to. Now it's going to go around, do the circle part in one pass, and then it's going to cut the part out for me and have them little tabs put in. I could have probably did this in less passes, but the way this stuff gets heated up and melted, this is exterior composite trim. It can go around windows, doorways, all sorts of things. You know, it won't rot, so it replaces wood. But you can see on the outer edge of this, it actually melts. So I'm taking less passes, so I have less chip buildup. Pretty shortly here, there we go. I got the vacuum in to help get it out of that deep groove, so I'm not having to recut it all twice and bog down the bit. Won't really bog down the bit, but I just want to keep it clean, because when those pieces, when it's going around and those pieces heat up and dry, it's really strong. It can actually, and I do actually have a spot that I was able to clean off of there, that the chip will actually indent into the material again once it's, you know, pushing and backing around. So I'm trying to keep that area really clean. Normally, like I said, I would have a vacuum system connected, but for the visuals, you wouldn't be able to see anything because there's a big dust boot in the way. So just doing my best to keep it clean for the bit and the camera at the same time. So dual purpose. So right now you can see it going up and down. It is putting the tabs in, which will be used to, you know, so once that part goes around, so when the bit cuts the part out, the board just doesn't get kicked. So now I'm just moving the top head back. Little vacuum here. Chips everywhere. Take the clamps off, and here we go. I'll lift the camera up here, and that's what it looks like. I love it. Here I'm just using a hacksaw blade, cut the tabs out, real easy to do. They're all done. It's looking amazing. I'm really happy with it. You can see where the tabs are holding it in. I could have made them a little bit smaller, but cuts real easy. Now onto the belt sander. Just going to make that flat. Get those tabs completely sanded down so it's nice and smooth on the edges. Alright, so now we're going to be pouring in, back to me, some epoxy, 1 ounce of resin, 1 ounce of hardener, and I think what I'm going to go with is this like shimmery black color. So Pour some of that in there. That was probably too much. Mix it all up. Alright, so now that we have our fines board with the cover on it, I can pour the epoxy. When the epoxy dries, I can pour the rest of all the letter pieces out and the star out and all that, and we'll just be left with epoxy when we're done. So let's pour this in, and yeah, let's get it going. Alright, so now I'm pouring the epoxy in the parts that were cut out here, and we'll be smoothing that around with a Formica chip, as you can see that I'm doing here. Just, you know, getting all the excess into all the places, keeping a nice coating on the top of this thing. Normally the epoxy will dry a little bit under, but having the sticker sheet on there will help, you know, keep that thickness just right. So right now, you know, just moving epoxy, and then I'm just going to let it set up for a little bit. Hit it with a heat gun, pop the bubbles that are forming in there. Now I'm just getting out some of the excess. And that'll be sure that everything stays all the way at the top. The only thickness that will be left over is that really thin film. So, well, when this dries, I'll get you back to it. Alright, peace. Alright, we're all dry. So, let's get this thing peeled apart, get that protective layer off, and see how it looks. Oh man, just packing tape. No! Oh. Alright, camera off because I'm going to be cursing. I had an absolute blast making this thing. It came out really good. I don't know what it is, but it seems like the older you get, the harder stickers are to remove from things. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I love it. I absolutely love it. So now all I have to do is, I don't know, go out and find something to put on this thing. But I hope you like these little pictures that I have here of little display shots that of things that I found in the past and how it would look with something on it. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. EST. So if you guys would like to hang out and have a good time with some of the detecting races, hey, be sure to hang out and check it out. So we'll be doing some giveaways and just no drama fun. Alright, well, we'll catch you all on the flip. Peace. I don't know. Later.